Hey, how's everybody doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? DIY Mississippi Film Works here. Something a little different. And you see, I just got a bunch of books and DVDs, and we got a VHS down here, all spread out over my filming area. Just as a backdrop, give you something to look at. This is the book I'm currently reading. What I'm doing is, I sat down. I was talking to somebody the other day. We're talking about how when you're a kid watching wrestling. And when you grow up and become a teenager, adult, your favorite wrestlers change. So I was like, you know what? Well, it'd be neat if we made like a top five list, our top five favorite wrestlers when we were kids. And by kids, I mean let's just say under 10. So for me, that would be, I'll go ahead and say all the way up to 12. So cut off on this is probably about 1986 for me. Because what year I was born in all this shit. So I'm going to go down my list here and give you a little info. Number 5, Mike the California Hippie Boyette. Now, first time I saw Mike, he was in Mid-South, UWF territory. We came up, parents told me how they used to watch him wrestle all the time at Gulfport against the Fields brothers and all these other people in the Gulf Coast Championship Wrestling territory. And in all my years watching Mid-South UWF, I never saw Mike win a match, but I never cared. He entertained me. It wasn't until I got online in the mid-90s and learned that Mike Boyette was considered one of the best bumpers in this area. Sadly, Mike passed away in December 2012. He was one of those guys that I think he was a favorite of mine as a kid because he was somebody my parents had seen when I was young, before I was born. And he just, the idea of a California hippie was just something mind-blowing, little me growing up on the coast of Mississippi, in the 70s and in the early 80s, You didn't see hippies around. I mean, I didn't know, that like, you go over Long Beach, Mississippi is a hippie town. Didn't know this back then. Number 4. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, yes. Now, Eddie's another one I discovered thanks to UWF, Mid-South. Well, most of the time he was the manager of Sting and Rick Steiner tag team. Yes, Sting was a bad guy. Sting's never been heel. Sting was a heel back in the day. Eddie did wrestle sometimes, and he always had his gorgeous, I don't know if they were married at the time, but it was his girlfriend at the time, Missy Hyde at his side. In my eyes, Eddie had it all. He was good in the ring, amazing on the mic, and from what I've heard, he had a good mind for the backstage stuff. Like Eddie booked in quite a few places: Memphis, WCW for a while, ECW. ECW originally was Ty Gordon, Eddie Gilbert booking it. But it seems like his height, and sadly, he had some issues with drugs, or what held him back from being an even bigger name in the wrestling business. And then, of course, Eddie died in February 1995 from a heart attack. His last time appearing in the States was Smoky Mountain Wrestling. He died down in Puerto Rico. Number 3, and this is one of the few on the list I've actually got to meet. This would be Jerry the King Lawler. Now, I've met Mr. Lawler 2 or 3 times now. Got to talk to him for a decent amount of time. Was told, call me Jerry. Mr. Lawler's my dad. Don't call me Mr. Lawler. I'm like, okay, Mr. Jerry. Been to his bar and grill up on Beale Street. Decent food. I mean, nothing spectacular, but if you're a Southern wrestling fan, you got to go there. All kinds of great stuff. But now, I didn't just watch Mid-South UW as a kid. I watched lots of Memphis, or I think it was known back then as CW. I don't remember him ever giving it a name. It was just Memphis. It's like, hey, man, did you see what happened on Memphis last week? And of course, if you think about Memphis wrestling in the late 70s to the mid-80s, you have to mention the King. It didn't matter to me if Lawler was a heel or face, I would cheer him. I know when he dropped the strap, shit was about to go down. When he dropped his straps, you see a lot of, because usually wear a single with the one strap. I see a lot of wrestlers doing that now, and I always call it Lawlering. Like, local guy, the Renegade, Joey Abel, when he's ready to start showing he's serious business, he drops both his straps. Jerry could work with anybody. I don't care who you put in the ring there with. Jerry could get a good match out of anybody. He got a good match out of people that know else could. Plus the Angle and Andy Kaufman. I remember getting my parents to record the appearance on David Letterman talk show because I wasn't allowed to stay up that late. I'm like, oh man, Jerry Lawler's on, a big TV thing. I just wish I could have gotten to see Lawler live back then. By the time I finally saw Lawler live, he was older, and he could still put on a damn good match. The 2 different times I saw him up in Louisville, he put on a pretty decent match. Number 2. Terry Bam Bam Gordy. Huge Freebirds fan. Loved him as a kid, still love him. And Terry Gordy was like the best of anybody that's ever been a Freebird. I mean, we all kind of agree probably the worst Freebird ever was, Jimmy Jam Garvin. He just flat out sucked. And honestly, in-ring Michael Hayes was nothing spectacular. He had the right look. He was good on the mic, but in-ring in. Buddy Roberts was just amazing, but he didn't have like that charisma to him. Terry Gordy had the look and everything else. I was so happy when Terry won the UWF Heavyweight title. He held it for 6 months, only to lose the one-man game because Terry got injured. I got to see some of Gordy's stuff when he was in the free version WCCW. One of the best matches I've ever seen live was Terry Gordy and Steve Dr. Death Williams versus the Steiner Brothers. This was the main event of Beach Blast 92, and it was the reason I went. I had not seen the Steiners live yet, so I had to go, and it was just an amazing... Yeah, it's kind of shit ending, I'll agree, but it's a damn amazing show with a great match as the main event. Terry Gordy ended up dying of a heart attack caused by blood clot on July 16, 2001. He was 40 years old. Then we got my number one. And this one, anybody that knows me, he's talked to me any time. Childhood favorite wrestler, we know who that is for Nude. That would be Steve Dr. Death Williams. He's in my top 5 of all time still. Steve was the man in UWF. I remember watching an hour-long match between Dr. Death and Dick Murdoch from the TV show, and the winner was going to face the UWF champion, and it was the first time I ever saw a match that took up the whole TV show. Like, it'd be like, oh, we're going to commercial. They come out, it'd still be action going on. And it's one of those matches where I've looked, have not found it on the WWE network. And the weird thing is they're showing like UWF Power Pro or something like this. I don't think we got that show. I think we got the other. There's 2 UWF syndication shows. I think we got the other one. When UWF ended up folding, it got absorbed by Jim Crockett Productions, what everybody called the NWA back then. It was Jim Crockett, though. And I just figured, okay, Steve's going to get a quick shot at the world title against Ric Flair and beat the fuck out of him and win. No, JCP didn't do this. They ended up teaming up with Terry Gordy and... Basically, they didn't do a lot with Steve Williams. I don't know why. I mean, he was never the best on the mic. But besides that, he had everything. And he ended up teaming with Terry Gordy and spent a lot of time in Japan as a singles and, a tag guy. I'm extremely happy. I got to see Dr. Death live 4 times. Steve Williams passed away in December of 2009. Been fighting cancer for years. It was a battle that Steve lost. R.I.P. Mr. Williams. So that's my top 5 wrestlers of my childhood. I'm going to sit down and work on my top 5 current 5 wrestlers. I might even do one like top 5 Deep South Indie guys. But y'all watching it, I always ask for comments because I enjoy seeing what people got to say. For comments, how about you tell me who your top 5 wrestlers were when you were a kid? And give a little reason. Don't just give me a list. Oh, Hulk Hogan and Sting. Give me a slight reason. Just a list of names means nothing. Give you a little reason. I gave a little reason. It didn't take me. Look, this is not even 8 minutes. All right. Talk to everybody later. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember, give me that thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, share these matches. That's why I do. This channel is not monetized. I will more than likely never monetize this channel because I'm not in this for money. I'm in this to get the wrestling footage out there for the fans to see and let people know that outside there is good independent wrestling in the Deep South. Just sadly, people forget about it. People don't know about it, and down here it's just, it's kind of like forgotten territory. It's like how now everybody's starting to realize Texas has some great talent. I've known that for years now. It's like the Texas scene blew up right after I left Texas. But I'm rambling here. I'm going to get out of here. Hope y'all enjoyed that. And tell you what, you see any book or DVD in this video on the table here you want me to review, just say something. If I haven't already reviewed it on here, I'll gladly do it. The only books up here I've not read all of is... I haven't read Lucha Loco, I haven't read The Storytellers, and I have not finished up Heroes and Icons. Everything else up here I've read at least once. So, let me know. Tell me if you want to hear some more about it. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.